And I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning, November 19. So I'm going to refresh my screen here a second. And, oh, I can see that I am live. And when you get here, just let me know that you're here. I would love to know who's hanging with me. So, as I said, I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come live every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and any other time that I'm not live, you can find me on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. You can, good morning, Carrie and Mario. I'm so glad that you're here. So on my website, you can find uh, classes and samples and ways to engage with me. Good morning, Dina. You're here live. Yay. Good morning, Marlene. Thank you so much for joining me. I love when you guys hang with me. I feel like even though you're not here, I feel like you're right here when you're chatting with me. Good morning, Jennifer. That makes me happy. So, there's something weird. This is something that's scheduled for November 13th. I don't know what that is. I don't know. You made it. Amazing that you made it. So, I love having you here. Thank you so much for joining me. It's weird when, like, last week I feel like it was taking a while for people to get on. I don't know if it was because I was late or I don't know what happened, but it feels empty. It's just really weird. So I'm so glad that you're here. So I have a couple really simple but fun cards today. Today's Plaid Day. That was my decision. That was what my theme was today. So I should have worn plaid, but I wore my plaid shirt last week, I think. I try not to wear the same shirt multiple weeks in a row because so I look like I have a bigger wardrobe than I probably do. Anyway, so I checked it. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into the randomizer. So for anybody who may be watching that that is new to me, that you haven't watched me before, I give away usually whatever I make. So if you chat with me during my live or comment later before my next live, I put you in what I call my randomizer. It's a random name picker. So I have two cards to give away. They're both from the Gingerbread Man. One is it's actually a gingerbread girl. She's adorable. Another one is just sort of all the things around him. So, so those are my giveaways, and I'm going to go over to my randomizer right now. So I won't see comments for a few minutes. I have everybody loaded up. I even have it checked off. You can't win twice in the same day. So we're off. Marlene. Oh, it stopped on Marlene and switched to Marcia. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm calling that. I have to let Marlene win too. It switched to Marcia. It stopped there. And then like Marcia's name popped up. So that was one drawing that I'm doing for two people because I called out Marlene, and that's not fair. So congratulations, girls. It really wanted to reward Marlene and then changed its mind. I don't know what was up. Hi Dot, thank you for joining me. So congratulations, Marlene and Marcia. And thank you. I don't know what happened. It just stopped, and then like it just looks different. When I should show you sometime, but I don't have my camera available to show you. But like I don't know when it pops up. it says winner in the name, but it just stopped on your name first before it like popped up winner, and so I don't know. But anyway, congratulations. Okay, so before I put you guys down, I have some things to share with you. One, hi Carlin, thank you for joining me. Hi Marcia, you just won. Did you hear? Were you on soon enough, Marcia? Um, for a second, it stopped on Marlene's name, and then it switched to you. I called her name out, so I gave it to both of you. So did one drawing for two people. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for joining me, Carlin. It's been a while. I have both little ones today. I'm happy to be able to watch you. Nice. That's awesome. So are they busy with each other, or are they watching also? I haven't said hi to Carson in a long time. Yes, you both won. Congratulations. Okay, so the first thing that I have to tell you is starting Tuesday, the 25th, which is this coming Tuesday, Stampin' Up! Is having a Black Friday sale. So all that I know about it is it's from November 25 through or 2, I'm not sure which, December 1, and select items will be discounted 40%. That's all I know. So, excuse me, you can find out the same time as I can find out on Tuesday morning what's for sale. So, if you happen to be coming to my class that's that day, you can wait till that day to place your order if you're doing an order. That day is a class that there's either a class fee or you can place an order for and get the class free. So anyway, so that's an awesome thing. And the other thing that's happening is starting December 1 through December 9, if I remember correctly, Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, prepaid subscriptions, not just like where you get it monthly or where you just sign up and yes, I'll do it each month. A prepaid subscription, so you're paying for 3 months, 6 months, or not, or I think that's it, 3, 6, or not. I don't think there's a 9 month. I keep saying 9. 3 month, 6 month, or 12 month is discounted. I didn't think to do the math on what the discount is, but you're saving money, so. It was a hoot, Marlene. Marlene just said, Marcia, you're going to have to watch the replay of us winning. It was a hoot. I was just as surprised as you guys. That was funny. Okay, so that's one thing that's going on. The other thing is make sure that you check my events. So I have, I have my all occasions class on Tuesday. And then also my my ornament exchange. If you've never ever done my ornament exchange, it's a fun thing. So you have to make a handmade ornament. It does not have to be Stampin' Up! Products in any way. It just has to be handmade by you. And we get together. So you just make one, and then we swap them. And I usually try to do a game for the swap. And then we have a potluck type thing. So you got to bring an ornament, and you need to bring something to share, something to eat to share. And then usually I have a simple project for everybody to make too. So anyway, I think that's all that might be up for registration right now. I can't think. You'll just have to go to my events. You can go to my website, click events, and it'll show you everything that I have going on, including my lives that I have every Wednesday morning. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys down after I get a drink because I'm suddenly very thirsty. Okay, so Carrie, close your eyes because it gets wobbly. So I'm going to put you down. Ooh, we need to pull this forward. And I'll lock it in a little bit and spin it so you guys are not upside down. Okay. Perfect. I'm all good. I just saw update on my computer in front of me. Okay, so for my first card, I'm using this stamp set, Branching Out. Honestly, I don't remember if the dies are available right now. I know that they were non-orderable, but I don't know if they still are. I'll have to look at that. So the dies look like this. Lots of different shapes of this. And then there's one more. Well, anyway, this is the shape that I'm using today. So it's funny. This looks very Christmassy to me. You know, all the pines and whatever. But none of the greetings are really Christmassy. So I'm also using Wishing You Joy. And I did not notice until I think somebody brought it to my attention. I saw this, loved all of the fonts, and like, okay, I have to have that. And then somebody pointed out to me that it's all the same sayings in 3 different fonts. So here's sending you cheer, sending you cheer, sending you cheer, wishing you joy, wishing you joy, wishing you joy. So, I feel like that's the first time that they've done that, and I sort of like it. But anyway, so this is what I'm going to use for the words, because I do want to make it Christmassy. So I'm going with Plaid, as I mentioned, but it's not your traditional Christmas colors for Plaid. It's just the timeless. Is it called Timeless Plaid? I gotta look at it. Yep, Timeless Plaid. Okay, Carson is on the tablet and Mason is watching from the floor. Hi, Mason. Thanks for joining me today. Okay, so I'm going to, that's my inside. I'll put that there eventually. So like I said, this is a really simple card. But I'm going to get my card base together first, and then I'll do my stamping part. It's funny, I don't have very many to... Thank you for always thinking of me with my sensory issues of things spinning. If I'm going to fall off my chair while watching, I hope it's from something you wowed me with. Oh, I hope I wow you that way, Carrie. That's funny. But you're welcome. I do think of you every time, because I'm like, I would probably get dizzy with that. Okay, so here's my card. We're going to make it landscape. Last night I tried. I love plaids too. About College of Dorothy again. There it goes. Last night I had a club, and I was trying to be nice. And I told everybody, some people, they sort of don't pay attention to the orientation of the card, like at one of my classes, and start stamping like the inside or the front or whatever, and don't realize that they started stamping it wrong because they were going back and forth between landscape or portrait. So I said, okay, this card is portrait, and it was landscape. They're like, Steph. So I was not really trying to sabotage them, but it almost became that. Okay, so setting this aside. So I'm going to be stamping on, this is one of the dies. I'm going to see if, just a sec. Okay. So there are more that are branches and stuff like that in this set of dies. But this is the graduation of all these. I don't know what shape you'd call this. I'm just going to call it a rectangle, but it's got like rounded, the corners are rounded out. Does that make sense? Anyway, so there's a whole graduation of these. I love that. And it's stitched, if you can't tell that. Okay, so what I want to do first, actually, is I'm going to put my greeting down so that I know where I want to put everything else. So I'm going to ink this up, check it out, and I'm going to put sending you cheer right down here. Nice. Okay, so here's my thing. I believe it's called Truncated. Oh my, look at you, Carlin. Good thing you're here. I had no idea. But thank you for that. I probably won't remember. I mean, I might remember, I don't know. It's questionable sometimes, but I may remember, but I may not use the word. That's like when I know the word now for when you crease on your score lines. It's called burnishing, but I've never used that word. I just say I'm creasing it. Okay, so I'm putting my branch here. I want it to be hanging off. So I always have my scrap paper here. I want it to be hanging off so that it looks sort of normal. This set is on my wish list. Nice. Okay, so do any of my demo friends, do you know, are the dies still non-orderable? I know the stamp set was okay. Can one of you check the inventory status report and let us know when they're expected back? That would be very helpful. I did not think to look that up, but I know that they were that way for a bit. Okay, so by the way, I forgot to tell you, that was pecan pie for my branch. I like it for that because then I can go darker for my pine cone if I want to add pine cones. So we're going to put, oh, I just love that look so much. So we're putting our pine needles on our branches. And then, so there's also, I'm going to go back to the stamp set a second. So there's a couple different three sets of these pine needles, but there's also a single one, so you can add more to it if you want to sort of avoid your words or fill out your branch or both. You can just sort of add it where you want it to be. So I like that. So look how much fuller that is. Love the look also. Thank you. Okay, so done with the pine needles. Now I'm just going to add some pine cones. Oh, thank you. Well, it's not surprising that you love this so far, especially Dot loves Old Olive. So it's not surprising at all that you love this. Okay, so we're going to stick some pine cones on here. I just sort of fill out a little bit, but you could cluster them. I know that some pine trees, they have clusters of them all together, but you can just put them wherever you want. Isn't that cool? So I love that this set is for so many other things also, but obviously you can completely make it a Christmas card. That's what I'm trying to do. Jot does love lovely trees. All right. That's an inside joke. She refused to get lovely as a tree, no matter how many years it was available. And then when it retired, her club, did you buy it for her or buy mine from me, or did I just give mine? I don't remember what happened. I just remember she was given the set because she refused to buy it. She did not want to jump on the lovely as a tree bandwagon, no matter how gorgeous all the cards were from the stamp set. It was pretty funny. Okay, so I'm putting dimensionals on here, and we'll pick these back off. And then we're going to put it right here. So I like some of it being on the plaid, some of it just being on the plain. So I'm going to use, these are adhesive backed metallic gems. There's 2 different sizes, 3 different colors. You can't necessarily see it. Didn't we all give her cards with the lovely as a tree set for birthday? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But also we did give her the set. That was funny. I forgot that part. Was it all at the same time or was it 2 different times? I feel like everybody mailed her a lovely as a tree card for her birthday. I think that was it. And then the set was completely separate. That is so funny. Oh, good memories. Okay, so as I said, 2 different sizes, 3 different colors. So here's silver and gold, and down here is larger gold and copper. And I put gold on my sample when I was practicing. You might buy the set. Oh, nice. But I'm gonna put copper on this card. I'll show you both later. You can see. Well, maybe you won't even be able to tell. There we go. Oh, no, so I'm not quite done yet. Because I wanted this to be... Dot just said they did. Week of November 24. Oh, good. Okay, so not far away. So as long as it comes in on time. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Carrie says that the dies are supposed to be back sometime next week. So that's wonderful. Okay, so I wanted to make this a Christmas card. So I'm gonna stamp my inside also. So I just love this font. So this says, "May your Christmas be bright." So the inside looks kind of boring. But I don't want to put a whole branch in here, so 4 embellishments. Yes. Because I thought about just doing these 2, but I wanted to do all 4 corners. So yes, it's not an odd number, but it took care of all 4 of my corners. So you do your card the way you want to, Dina. All right, so I wanted this inside. I think I'm going to, I don't want branches in here because that's like my focal point, my whole focal point on the front. So maybe I'm just going to put, hope I win it next week. I hope you win it too. Oh, shoot, I just did it in my memento. You probably knew that, didn't you? All right, I need early espresso. So let's make sure this is cleaned off. Okay, so I decided I'm just going to do some, how do I want to do it? I want to do some pine cones inside. And actually, I want it to be stamped off for that one. All right, we're calling that good. Just how I was taught, teacher. You're right. Yes, 3 is a good number, but I don't know, sometimes you got to make an exception. That's what I needed to do anyway. I feel like if I left one of my corners open, then it would feel awkward that way. Okay, so we got this in here. And it's all done. Sending a cheer. May your Christmas be bright. Okay. Rules were made to be broken. Oh, that's right. If Rachel were here, she would totally say that. I told you that she doesn't follow rules, right? I call her my little onion ring. Thank you. I'm glad that you like it. I call her my little onion ring because one time I saw this, this joke, I guess I'll say, that said, be somebody's onion ring in their order of fries. And I'm like, oh, that's totally Rachel. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you like it. It's not a lovely as a tree card. It's just a lovely card. So when I said that, I'm like, that's totally Rachel. And so, but I'm a rule follower. So she calls me her little ruler. So, okay, next card. So we're done with that. This one is sort of even simpler than that one. Again, I was trying to do plaid, and I don't know, I had a vision for something and was trying to figure this out. Okay, so I chose to go with a square card this time. So I cut it to be 4¼ by 4¼ and it'll make sense when I actually put things together. So, oh wait, I do need this. I'm gonna set this aside. So here are my plaids that I'm using. This is actually the other side of the plaid that I just used on my first card. And I'm going to put adhesive on all 4 of these. Oh, I about did it on the wrong side because I showed you it was the other side. I would have been upset. I would have had to cut more. Okay. Something out of the norm. Yeah. So it's not a fun fold, but it's just a fun card. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put these pieces in a square around the outside of this card. So I'm trying to line it up so that they all have about the same border around the outside, and even honestly between the 2 different colors. So I make a square. Okay. So then here's what I'm going to use. I'll show you this first and then I'll do it. Okay. So I'm using Stay Warm, which when I saw this, I thought it was sort of cute. And then I was like, but I don't think that I need it. And then I started thinking of fall stuff, and then it made me want it. So I'm using Stay Warm, but I'm using Greetings from Delicate Pines. By the way, Delicate Pines is my next Dazzling Card Club. Oh, that's the other class that's coming up. That hasn't ended yet. So my Dazzling Card Club, I'll be using Delicate Pines, and the class or the registration date is, it's always the 26th, which is next Wednesday. So you can sign up. You get $25 a product, usually half a pack of designer paper, a ribbon and embellishment. That's usually what's included in there. And then you get to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. So that will be, registration ends next Wednesday. The class is either December 2 in the evening, or December, that's a Tuesday, or December 5, which is a Friday morning. So anyway, so here's what I'm using. So the first thing that I'm going to use, I need my memento, and I'm using Warmest Winter Wishes. And I'm going to stamp this right here. Okay, now, if you didn't remember, I'm cheating with this stamp set. When I first got this stamp set, I could not ink up. So this is a, I forgot to tell, I should start with this. This is a reversible stamp set. So one side is the detail, and the other side, I know I love mixed fonts too, Marcia. The other side is like the background color, which is typically lighter. You use both sides of that stamp. Obviously not at the same time, that would be impossible. But you ink it up, stamp it, clean it, flip it over, and use the other side. So it makes the stamp set cheaper for you to use it, and it's just cute, you know, to have a 2-step stamp and whatever. Well, so when I first got mine, I could not ink this up without getting all the inside, the background color here, inked up as well. And it's happened before, and with Stampin' Up, sometimes, I don't know if it's not in the mold long enough, or I don't know what happened, but anyway, so I called Stampin' Up, and they sent me a new stamp set. Well, thank you, Stampin' Up. I appreciate you standing behind your product. But I now have 2 stamp sets, and so I'm cheating, and I'm using both stamps. So I have one that's mounted for the background and one that's mounted for the detail. So you will have to, you'll have to just unmount it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did it, though. So I'm going to ink up my, this is Misty Moonlight, by the way. I'm going to ink up my background, and I want to stamp it off. I don't need to use, oh, that stamp off didn't look quite right. I don't have to use 2 different colors, though I'm able to for 2-step stamping. I'm just stamping it off, and then I'm going to stamp my background right there. Okay, I already have this mounted, but I'm going to show you how I mounted it for ease. So I stamped my background, and then my detail I laid on here. Oopsie. So I lay it right on there where I want it, where I want to stamp it, and I pick it up with my block, and now I can ink it up, and I'm not going to stamp up this time because I want my detail to be darker. Did I get it inked? Yeah. For a second, it looked like it wasn't inked. And then I stamp it. Isn't that cute? I love this so much. Okay. And I didn't do an inside greeting with this one. Partly I'm being lazy. Let's just be honest. But partly I like that warmest winter wishes. This could be any kind of card. It could be Christmas. It could be birthday. So I'm not doing the inside. I'm just going to leave it be. So here's what I'm using for my embellishment for this. And I'm going to upset Dina again. I'm breaking my own rules. I'll show you in a minute. So these are called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Backed Berries. By the way, if you get these and you don't really need all 3 of them together, you can actually use your paper snips and cut them apart if you want to. But I don't need to. I still have these left. So I'm going to break the rules. I'm taking just my clear, actually. And I want to go right next to the top right. And then I'm going right next to bottom left. And there's my card. Isn't that cute? I just love this. Okay, so for anybody who, I did not do this last week because there were too many pieces. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you like it. Thanks. That's something I think that I've it's bothered my customers at times. The Lord just gave me a good ability to eyeball. But you probably could, if you have your grid paper, you probably could lay it down here and line it up just so, I don't know, I just can eyeball. So I did not do this last week, but I've been doing this for a while now. So anybody who places a $30 order by Monday, no, you know what? I'll make it through Tuesday. By Tuesday, the 25th, so you still can take advantage of the Black Friday sales on Tuesday. I will give you 2 each of each of these cards. I'll send you the card kits. I'm not making all the cards. I'll send you the card kits. It will not include embellishments, but it will include the die cut pieces. Now, here's the thing. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the cards. Here's the thing. I'm sort of low on some of this plaid paper, so you might end up getting different colors of your plaids. So it just depends on how many people take advantage of it for what you actually get. Thank you, Carlin. I'm glad that you love it. Nice and warm. Yes. Okay. So I think that was all that I had to share with you today. That's all that I can think of at the moment. Yeah, that's all that I have. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will be live again next week, Wednesday, the 26th. Don't forget to check out Black Friday sales on Tuesday, and I will see you again next week. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jennifer. You too. Have a good week. Bye.